It is Saturday, January 5th. Not feeling so hot. Let's see, there's a few things I was going to go over. I got my results back from the CT scan, which were pretty good. They didn't find anything anywhere else in my body. There's some lymph nodes on this side being affected, but we already knew about that from the MRI, so nothing new came up in that, which was good. They were supposed to use my port that day to do the contrast in my blood system, but I guess a port has to be placed, or the needle in the port has to be placed by a certain kind of nurse. And I was supposed to have an appointment before I went down to the CT scan to get that thing hooked up, and it didn't happen, and so I ended up having to have it done in my arm. So it wasn't a big deal though. It was just kind of like these stupid little things keep going wrong, so it was annoying. But I finally got my appointment for the neurologist, which I think is good because the last few days I've been having a hard time keeping my blood sugar up to a point where I'm not having the tremors, and just been really kind of on the edge of this with the seizure issue. So I don't know. I don't want them to give me any more medication because I'm going to kind of show you all the meds that they've given me, but it may result in that. We'll see. So the third, started chemo. They gave me 2 different kinds, and they gave me my schedule. I think I already mentioned that I had a little bit of an allergic reaction, that like why they were giving me the first one. So they gave me a heavy dose of Benadryl, so when I got home I just felt really hungover, really tired. I went to bed for a few hours, and I woke up and I felt like somebody had poisoned me. I mean, my body was just rejecting everything. It was just, I threw up until I was dry heaving, and it was coming out every end. It was just so bad. And when I got the chemo done, they gave me a ton of pre-meds and a ton of like intravenous anti-nausea meds, and she told me that these would, carry you through for the next 3 days, and you should, be okay with this stuff on board. But then you'll need to start taking some of these other meds, to maintain it. But she said try to hold off on, these until at least tomorrow. If you need to start taking them as needed, then do it. But I had to take something that night just so I could get to sleep. It was just one of the anti-nausea meds, orally. The next day I felt a little better. I was really weak and tired, and I couldn't eat anything. But then I had to start taking a steroid. You have to take 2 pills that are some kind of steroid twice a day for 3 days, and it's supposed to help, I guess, the chemo work better or something. But that made me feel worse. Once it started getting into my system, it was just like, it started getting really bad again. But I had an appointment to go down to the treatment center yesterday to get another injection in the tummy, which wasn't fun. But it's supposed to boost your white blood cell count. So when I went in to check in for that, as soon as they saw me walk in, they were like, "Are you okay?" It's like, I'm not doing good on this stuff, guys. I haven't eaten in 24 hours, and I can't even keep fluids down. It's just horrible, and I don't know what to do. I think the steroids are making it worse. So first they got really concerned, and they kept me for 3 hours yesterday, gave me 1,000 milliliters of fluid, and another intravenous injection of anti-nausea medication, and it helped get it back under control. So that was good. Managed to eat a few crackers, and then later I managed to get down a smoothie, and I actually managed to eat like lentil soup last night for dinner. Weird thing, everything tastes like metal, except cheese. I had cheddar in my lentil soup, and that was good, so hopefully there'll still be a few things that don't taste like metal, but right now most things taste like metal. It's really not fun. But yeah, the plan is I'm supposed to do this every 21 days for 4 cycles. So I'll have 4 treatments of these particular chemo drugs. I'm not going to try and pronounce them because I can hardly even read right now anyway. But I guess this is really common. It's, you know, one of the more aggressive treatment cycles they do. After the 4th cycle, I stop those drugs, and they start me on one called Taxol, and that one's supposed to go through 12 weeks for every 2 weeks. And they tell me that's the one that's going to kick my ass. So, I don't know, I'm going to do that. They said this is going to be the worst. She said 98% of people, you know, have predictable, consistent symptoms that are managed through, you know, these things. Yesterday, they were telling me this. She said that it looks like I'm going to fall into the 2% category. Well, I'm not going to know how I'm going to handle it, and I'm going to have reactions to everything, because I'm just very sensitive. I don't take anything, even for a headache. There's just like nothing in my house but ibuprofen, and I maybe take 2 of those a year, so I'm just very, very sensitive to all the medication they're giving me. Everything they've given me has side effects, and I seem to be experiencing every side effect everything has. So, she said we're going to just kind of plan on, from now on when I get my treatments, to come in the next day and do the 1,000 milliliters of fluids and stuff, try to get me through it. They really wanted to give me some kind of tranquilizer yesterday, but I had such a bad reaction with the Vicodin, which I still have if I really need it, but I'm honestly afraid of taking letting them give me that tranquilizer, because I don't know how I'm going to react, or how I'm going to feel, or, you know, what's going to happen. The Benadryl they gave me made me, like, out of my mind, so I'm trying to hold off on that. So right now, treatment is scheduled, and I should be getting if I, have to do all the way through this, and I'm hoping that I won't have to do all of it. This will melt down enough that I can cut a little early. But if I don't, it's going to be 6/19 of 2013 before chemo's over. So that's longer than I thought it was going to be. But what can you do? So the meds I've got. Let's see. This is like a tranquilizer, and this is one of those I'm afraid of taking because the warnings on this are scary. It's going to make you, sleepy. It's like some highly, highly addictive. And she said, don't take this unless you really need it, because they're super, super addictive, and we have a lot of problems with people becoming dependent on these. It's like, awesome. Thanks for giving me that. Let's see, I've got stool softener, because apparently all these medications and the chemo, that's a problem, so that's going to be on board eventually, I'm sure. I still have the Vicodin. When they gave me the injection to up my white blood cell count, they said that it will cause your body to, your bone marrow will start working really hard, and it will cause your body to boost your white blood cell count, and it's going to give you really, deep bone pain. So she said if you start getting that, take half of one of these. I started getting that last night, pretty bad, but because I had such a bad reaction to the Vicodin, I didn't want to take it, so I popped an ibuprofen and just kind of laid on the floor for a while until it subsided enough. It's still present today. It's really achy. It's weird, because it's kind of like, when you get the flu really, really bad, the body aches you get. It's like that, but a lot deeper. It's like at your very core of your being, because it's in your bones. It's weird. Not fun, but tolerable so far. This is the one that saved my life the first day. But it causes migraines. Of course, I've been getting the migraines, so just probably I'm having such a hard time thinking right now. But at first she was like, you shouldn't need this until day 4. And I had to take it day 1. So when I had my fluids yesterday, they were like, well, you're gonna have a hard time on this, so we want you to take these twice a day, 30 minutes before, breakfast, 30 minutes before dinner, so you can eat, because the big problem with me is I may have seizures, so I have to get food in. And I guess some people you know, in that 2% have such a horrible reaction, they don't eat. They don't eat at all. And they actually starve to death on chemotherapy because they can't eat anything. So they were all very adamant about the necessity of me getting fluids in and eating. And she said if you get to a point again where you go like 24 hours and you can't get anything down, I have to go back in, get more fluids, get more injections, and, you know, be force-fed something, I guess. So trying to avoid that. This is the steroid. Thank God I only have to take this for 3 days, because every time I take one of these, it just makes, oh shit, I'm supposed to be taking out food. Oh. Well, that would have been nice to read beforehand. But it makes me feel worse. It just makes the nausea, and you have a headache, and gives me like flu symptoms. Really bad, so. But only 3 days, so 2 tablets, twice a day for 3 days, yeah. So, they also make you, or tell you to go buy over-the-counter Claritin, Benadryl, and Pepcid AC. I forgot to buy the Claritin, and I'm supposed to be taking one of those every day for 7 days, so I should probably do that today. But I did get the Benadryl. I guess that'll just kind of help. The Benadryl kind of, you know, if you don't want to take the other stuff, it'll kind of help you sleep. And the antihistamine blocker, I guess it's kind of supposed to help me, because I seem to be having a little bit of allergic reaction to one of these drugs. That's what they're thinking. So Benadryl in the hospital definitely did help me get through it, but once it wore off, not good. And the Pepcid I see, because you're hacking so much, and you're starting to get this like constant heartburn thing. So it feels like it's constantly like creeping up on me. And the Pepcid you're just supposed to take to kind of keep stuff down. So I gotta take that now too. So I don't know what time it is. I can't remember. I'm kind of up and down a lot. I'm losing track of time already. Felt a lot better yesterday after the fluids. Today I'm not. I've already taken my steroid. I haven't eaten yet, so managed to get some juice down. But they say it's going to get better. I really hope so, because I don't know. This is going to be like this the whole time. Oh my god. But well, that's all I can think of, I guess. I'm not real coherent because I'm on a lot of stuff right now, so I was sure there was something else that was pertinent that was useful information, and now it's stopped there. So I guess today's Saturday. I'm not working tomorrow or Monday, but I do have right now. I have an 11-hour shift scheduled for Tuesday, so we'll see. I'm hoping that I'll be done with the steroid by then. So I think, since the steroid seems to make this so much worse, I think I'm going to be nauseous all day and feel like I have the flu, but I think I can get through it. Right. Trying to be positive still, as best you can. But yeah, I guess that's all I have. So thanks for keeping to date on it, and I have a new camera now, so hopefully this looks a little better, and hopefully the editing is starting to get a little better. So thanks for your patience.